はどのヒーローになりたい？
私たちはクロークとダガー、希望と恐怖よ。
さあ誰をこの試合から追放しよう。ヒーローかヴィランか好きな方を選んで。攻撃開始まであと30秒。準備して。
本当の力を知ることはなかった。私たちはもう逃げたりしない。私たちはクロークとダガー、希望と恐怖よ。
外勤にも慣れてきたよ。研究の気晴らしだ。
バトル開始まで5、4、3、
僕の番だ。
ミッションエリアを占領するだけだよ。いい？
はっ。最高の気分よ。
ミッションエリアを今すぐ占領しましょう。
蝶の舞を食らえ。
人生最高の瞬間ね。
当たりのキー
輝く時よ。いろいろとありがとう。
勝利の調子に
最高の気分よ。
当たりのキーサンディ助けてくれ。
ミッションエリアの半分以上を占領したわ。そのまま進んで。
への近道だ。
助けが必要な時はダガーを呼んでね。
当たりは消えた。この敵をロックオンするぞ。
勝者が決まるまで戦い続けて。
タイがいなかったらライトフォースの本当の力を知ることはなかった。
僕の番だ。
攻撃開始まであと30秒。準備して。
異常な放射線シグネチャー
私たちはクロークと
分析中。
ハルクは純粋なガンマで動いている。
燃料として使えばエネルギー出力を357%向上できる。
悪くないが、
バトル開始まで5、4、3、2、1。ミッションエリアを占領するだけだよ。いい？
一線を越えていないのは俺だけだ。
私は深刻なダメージを受けている。
奴らが来た。
いけ。システム再起動中。
ハルクは向かっている。
共に勝利の
ミッションエリアを今すぐ占領しましょう。ミッションエリアはあなたのものよ。
助けが必要な時はダガーを呼んでね。
保護シールドが破られました。敵対行動を停止してください。警告、保護シールドが破壊されました。フォースフィールド安定装置を作動します。
さあ勝負の始まりだ。相手に
当たりは消えた。
sort of an abusive relationship. But again, we don't know any of that yet. Another
So I think these are really important and interesting points being raised, because I have no doubt, in my personal opinion, that there is going to be some kind of civil suit against David, regardless of if a criminal trial goes ahead. And it would be interesting if, you know, subpoenas were used for some of this private information, for the phone records, for the messages between them to be revealed. And, you know, it's possible that that stuff might actually come out publicly in a civil suit. But I do think it's interesting that the fact that the, you know, the state of the home that she came from actually might allow David to actually have a defense in this case. And a lot of people have been pointing their fingers at the family. I don't personally think it's right. But if that is, this is a look, right? This is a real lawyer from a real law firm who is actually breaking it down and saying that could be a defense. David could actually play that to his strengths.
Another factor in civil cases is whether a judgment can actually be collected. This comes up a lot in these murder cases. Typically, where there's a murder suspect, that suspect usually does not have assets or money to collect. Unlike many criminal defendants, David is a celebrity with potentially significant assets, music royalties, and perhaps insurance coverage. Who knows? Look at his history. David
Damn, can you bruh, no way can you insure for a body being found in your trunk. That would be absolutely insane. But he does have significant assets, and we've just seen they're saying he might have made over $1 million in a month after this situation. And look, no doubt the family are going to want to go and get a piece of that. They're already doing a GoFundMe. Okay, well, whether or not you agree with that, this is really bad for David.
It has a studio album with a major record label, that's Interscope. Moreover, he has songs like Romantic Homicide, Here With Me, Placebo Effect.
Now, you got to pay close attention to what he's talking about here. He's not just saying these are all things that have made him a lot of money, but the ownership of the rights to his Romantic Homicide song, that's valuable. Even if he's moving houses around and he's saying, I ain't got no money or whatever, he's got his record deal is worth money. The royalties and the ownership, people always talk about ownership. Does the label own the song? Does the artist own the song? Are they independent? But who knows? They might actually come for some of the rights and royalties over his song. And you never know. I think we ended up seeing in that O.J. Simpson case that the family of Ron Goldman sued, and they actually obtained the rights to his book, If I Did It. And they were making money off of that.
And Feel It. These are all very, very popular songs. I've personally not listened to them, but my 13-year-old, he says they're hits. He says that David has a big following. And some have argued that songs like Romantic Homicide is some sort of a foreshadowing of the mental state or plan that David had for Celeste. I read the lyrics. They're definitely pretty dark. But this being a motive seems like a stretch, but who knows? Could it be evidence in a case? Maybe. We'd have to see. Finally, this is a perfect segue for motive. While motive is not an element to proving either negligence or, in my understanding, required to prove murder, it certainly can support a jury's understanding of why a person would do something like commit a murder. And I want to be very clear here. There is no evidence or allegation that I have seen that there's a sexual relationship that occurred with David and Celeste. However, hypothetically, if it were discovered that such a relationship existed, California Penal Code Section 261.5, statutory rape, could apply. I mean, the age of consent in
So that's interesting. He said there's no evidence. And look, it depends whether you categorize those messages where she was allegedly talking to her friend about having had relations with David as evidence. That could be hearsay. They could be fake screenshots. She could be lying. But this is a whole other problem that he's going to face. Because, yeah, sure, if they can't prove the murder, but if they can prove that an actual relationship was going on between these two people that was physical in nature, it's going to be a big problem. And if there's anything on his phones, if there's anything on his devices, it's going to be a problem.
In California is 18, and criminal penalties vary based on the age difference. But again, this is purely a hypothetical consideration and not an assertion of fact. All of those facts are probably going to be discovered by the criminal side or in the civil side.
So I just noticed something kind of interesting, right? I mean, it says a person who's 21 or older who engages in an act of unlawful with a minor who's under 16 is guilty of either a misdemeanor or a felony. But he wasn't 21 years of age. He wasn't 21 years. He was 20. All right. And he was even younger when this happened. So to be honest, the way that this is phrased, under 21 years of age, he doesn't actually qualify for that. So this is gonna be a tough one.
California's acts are probably going to be discovered by the criminal side or in the civil side. Some have argued that this would provide a motive for elimination of Celeste, but again, we don't currently have facts to support this as a motive, so it's really too early to make any real comment as to whether the motive is going to be part of the case. So where does this leave us? Based on the timeline, public reports, and California law, a civil case could definitely be pursued here. Even
So he's saying a civil case can be pursued?
if no criminal charges are ever filed, or if a criminal case is unsuccessful. We see this all the time. O.J. Simpson was acquitted for the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson, but the personal injury attorneys filed a successful civil suit where they received a verdict for $33.5 million against O.J. Simpson. For all these reasons, I place this on the justice scale at a 6 out of 10. For now, there's enough for a civil attorney to investigate, potentially hold somebody, David, accountable, and pursue damages. David appears to be collectible. Unlike many criminal cases here, we have a defendant that most likely can pay a full judgment. If it can be established that David was either...
Peep what he said, man. He said, in this case, we have a defendant who likely is rich enough to pay a full judgment. So no doubt they're going to come after him, and he's saying that there's enough out there to realistically bring a case, and he's a lawyer.
They're in care or custody of Celeste, or that any negligent action he took led to her death, he most likely could pay a full judgment, if not now, over time. If further facts come out that solidify any of what we discussed today, the justice scale rating on this case goes up and up and up. Rhetorical questions to leave you with thinking with, audience. Where did Celeste live while living away from home? Why did no other adult come forward, like a roommate, a family member, or a friend that she lived with? Nobody's come forward and said, hey, she's missing. And ultimately, if she had no other caretakers, is it more likely than not that an adult that she was last seen with bore a duty to protect her? These are the questions a civil court would examine, and the answers could have serious implications for or against David. This is a tragic case, guys, and the full story is still unfolding. But for
So shout out to Personal Injury Perspective, the Hastings law firm, man. This is a really interesting channel. That was good analysis. I rock with that, and it's only got 15 views right now. But a lot of people are saying that, you know, it's not a simple case, and the California law could have him banged to rights, okay? They're saying this is why he put the houses in his mama's name. People are saying 100% whether or not he's guilty or not of murder, he and his associates are going to get sued in civil court and lose millions. It's a lot easier to win a civil case than a criminal case. Look at OJ, Kobe, and even Trump. It says if he doesn't settle out of court, what will be interesting, though, is what else comes out about everyone else involved. He will definitely be pointing fingers at everyone will be pointing fingers at each other, since I'm sure everyone thinks someone else is at fault for how Celeste's situation turned out. This is very true, but the challenge here is what happens if we can't prove that he killed her. That's a real problem. However, California law and all the work on this thread may help the family get around this, okay? But apparently there's no lawsuit pending. The family, if they hired counsel, would have access to electronic evidence ASAP. Nobody is talking about the civil lawsuit side. And I just wanted to add another little bit of my own personal analysis on this situation before I round this off. I linked up with a homie last night who has a Tesla Model X. And I said, wait a minute. You got Tesla Model X, right? That's the same car as David. I said, let me have a look at that frunk. I hadn't seen the inside of a Tesla Model X frunk. And I'm not going to lie to you. This is my personal opinion. But that frunk was really not that big. I said there ain't no way you're getting a body inside that without manipulating it, cutting it, twisting it up, folding it up. I'm not going to lie, that trunk was small and it really didn't have a lot of depth. I was actually amazed by seeing this. I saw that with my own eyes. I went and had an inspection of that trunk. Okay, I didn't film it because it was someone's personal car. Somebody, you know what I'm saying, somebody you might have heard of. But anyway, that frunk was not looking big enough for a body to be in there, man. So that is definitely bad news. And there's one more thing that I want to share with you guys before I wrap this one up, because there is actually a TikToker, an influencer that has now come out to basically say that she saw David with Celeste when she was just 13 years old. So check this.
There's a video of me at a party in the same room as David and Celeste. It was someone's birthday party over a year ago. I'm getting lots of comments, mostly on my main account, of people being like, why didn't you say anything if you knew? I can't believe you're trying to hide the fact that you were at a party with them. You knew the whole time and didn't say anything, just shit like that. I did not even know who David was until a few days ago. There's usually hundreds of people at those parties. They're always dark, and I didn't even interact with them. I think it's so crazy, like trying to even make it seem like I had any part in any of this. as someone who is just in the same room as them with like 400 other people. All I can say is I hope that that girl's family gets the justice that they deserve. Please stop trying to include me in this and message his actual friends who knew things.
So you included yourself in it when you made that TikTok, love. But anyway, you know, it's interesting.
Stop trying to include me in this and message his actual friends who knew things.
So you included yourself in it when you made that TikTok, love. But anyway, you know, it's interesting. People are saying that they were around him, they were around Celeste, they see her around, and she was very young. So look, okay, I personally think this criminal lawsuit, we don't know where the criminal case is going to go. I'm starting to feel like so much time has passed now. I don't feel like they've got any evidence on him, to be honest with you. Like, it's starting to feel like they probably don't have what they need to bring criminal charges, but that doesn't mean that this civil suit won't go somewhere. The bar is much lower in the civil suit with all of the evidence that's out there already, let alone with subpoenaed information from the personal mobile phones. I think it's going to be hard for him to beat a civil case, in my opinion, but it might be easy for him to beat that criminal case. So look, he might end up losing he might delete it. All right, the court's going to delete everything. The court's going to delete everything from his bank account, okay? So unfortunately, David could be going to the poorhouse after this one, okay? Some people are going to be happy to hear that. Some people aren't. But yeah, man, civil suit's about to go through his bank account and delete everything. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated. Literally, if there's an arrest, I'm going to be just all over. I'm going to give you all the information, okay? So I'm keeping an eye on this story. There hasn't been much new stuff other than this talk about this civil case, and I do think it's interesting. So I wanted to share that with you guys. But I'll keep you updated in another update, and I will catch you very soon. I appreciate you, and I'm out. So it looks like Lil TJ and Kai Cenat have been going back and forth, man, and this is actually a beef that has apparently been going on behind the scenes for quite some time, but has only really got onto people's radar very recently. So I'm going to recap kind of all of the little interesting moments in this beef today, and we're going to have a little look back in history at exactly why this beef is going on and some of the more crazy things that have gone on in the background in Lil TJ's life that might have been dragged into this beef. So Lil TJ would post this video recently going on IG Live and basically explaining why he hates Kai Cenat. And he basically said he rocking with his ops, okay? And we're going to go back. We're going to find out exactly what happened to Lil TJ that made him think this, but this is what he's thinking of Kai Cenat right now.
Nigga, y'all sucking real ops dick. Real ops is not no Kai Cenat. The reason why I don't like Kai, you want to know what's crazy? I'll tell y'all. The reason why I don't like Kai is because he be on my real ops dick. He knows it. They all know it. Everybody know it. My real fans know it. The algorithm of the internet don't know it. And I'll be like, yo, gang, you fuck with niggas, that's cool, but to go out your way and just be on a nigga dick and just keep hating on TJ, who's your age and you want some older niggas dick, it's kind of crazy. I'd rather you just stay out the way. So it gets me mad and get emotional. I used to never have outbursts before because there wasn't nothing as triggering as this that I'm facing now. And it's like, this nigga's media trained. I never had PR like that. I ain't never do that. I just drop my music. I just do what I do. So when you go through a little phase of getting trolled and shit, y'all wouldn't know because y'all fans, you know? Nigga have little outbursts and go crazy and shit and get a hate train like I'm experiencing. Just know, nigga don't be tripping for no reason, bro. These little niggas is, you know?
I figured it out. Nigga probably just mad about his bitch.
So he basically is saying Kai is cool with his ops, and then he ended it by saying he probably mad about his bitch. He probably mad us mess with his girl. But this all has its roots in a very deadly gang war that's been going. All right, my bad, I had the wrong link. But when he's talking about his ops, okay, specifically, he's talking about this incident. Okay, clearly he has a little beef going on behind the scenes. And, you know, Lil TJ ended up getting shot in a shooting in New Jersey. People did get arrested, but this is a very serious incident. Lil TJ nearly lost his life.
New information on the shooting of rapper Lil TJ in New Jersey early this morning. 3 suspects are now under arrest. 24-year-old Jeffrey Valdez and 22-year-old Antoine Boyd, who are both from the Bronx like Lil TJ, and 27-year-old Muhammad Konate of Manhattan. The rapper, whose real name is Tion Jaden Merritt, was wounded this morning at City Place in Edgewater. A second victim was in a car. Lil TJ, who has 7 million Instagram followers, specializes in drill rap, which is known for violent lyrics.
Now, to be honest, I don't know about that reporting because I would never say that Lil TJ is a drill rapper, but he certainly is a rapper that comes from the streets. He's certainly from the, you know, the disadvantaged backgrounds that obviously, you know, a lot of people lot of drill rappers deal with. A lot of difficult things, you know, go on behind the scenes. But, you know, he really was catching cases when he was young. He was in the streets. You know, this is an old Double XL interview with him. And it says, you know, life changed 6 years later when the self-described block baby began catching cases for the dirt he was doing in the streets at just 13, selling weed and dirty Sprite. Incarceration and dropping out of school in the 9th grade followed. It was terrible, he admitted while munching on chips inside the Hot 97 studio. I always wanted more and I had no way of getting it. I couldn't get a job, so it's like, how am I going to get what I see, what I want, the sneakers I want, the clothes I want? In 2016, a year-long stint in a Queens juvenile detention center for robbery led him to change his ways. I think it was the fact that I had songs written down that I really believed with all of my heart had the potential to blow, and I was like, nah, this gotta work. Okay, so he popped out doing music, and, you know, no pun intended, but he popped out doing music, and he popped out with the song Pop Out with Polo G, and this was one of his first big hits. Okay, this was a big song. It hit number 95 on the Billboard Hot 100, Pop Out, Polo G and Lil TJ. Okay, it was their first chart entry for both of the artists, and it ended up peaking at number 11 on the charts. That was a serious hit, okay, and it was even named by Billboard as one of their top 100 songs of 2019. Okay, it was a banger, it was a classic, all right? And after this, Lil TJ went on to have a very successful and impressive debut for his own project, True to Myself, on the Billboard charts. That ended up peaking at number 5, and it was on the charts for a whopping 97 weeks. How crazy is that? Okay, and as you can see, Lil TJ's gone on to have, you know, several projects. He's had five projects on the Billboard 200, and on the Billboard Hot 100, he's got a pretty impressive set of numbers as well. His song Calling My Phone with Black, Six Lack, that ended up hitting number 3 on the charts, and Pop Out number 11. He had a whole bunch of songs pop out on the charts, right? So he up there, 15 for 15 on Billboard. He's got top 10 hit. Okay, he's got a very, very popping career. Okay, now when he first popped out, he had a lot of comparisons to A Boogie with the Hoodie. Okay, and he did respond to these accusations of being too similar to A Boogie on his song One Take. All right, he said, they said I'm the new A Boogie, relax. I ain't never trying to copy his swag. I'm just trying to put my hood on the map. Ellie used to live right next to the trap. Okay, so a lot of people thought that they were, you know, very similar artists, but I think as time's gone on, people have realized that Lil TJ's style is very similar to A Boogie's. Okay, and A Boogie kind of took issue with this too. He shot a subliminal towards Lil TJ and basically accused him of trying to sound like him without giving credit. He said in this tweet, I bet, keep on trying to sound like me without showing love, and I'm gonna start to sue you MFs. For real though, this stuff's getting out of hand. I'm not trying to knock nobody hustle, but I'm just getting sick of the craft you're bringing to the table. It's making this stuff boring. So, you know, he wasn't shy of a little bit of controversy, okay? And while he was doing some promo for his upcoming mixtape in 2020, Lil TJ called himself the King of New York, and a lot of people thought this was a subliminal diss, not just to I don't want to play the music, but not just to A Boogie, but also 6ix9ine, because 6ix9ine had been calling himself the King of New York. This is when, you know, after 6ix9ine had his whole debacle, and then he was coming back out after snitching, and he basically said, F all that other stuff going on right now, it's irrelevant. Only thing I know is I'm shutting the streets down from now on. I'm the King of New York. All of that other na stuff and snitch rainbow hair stuff going on in my city a dub. The real gonna understand New York, stand the F up. And the na thing, that was another shot at A Boogie, man, because that's a little lyric, a little ad-lib, a little shout that he often uses. Okay, this is the hook of his song Half on a Baby. It says half on a baby, na. So this basically sparked kind of a big back and forth between Lil TJ and Don Q, who actually is signed to A Boogie's label Highbridge, and TJ basically promised to snatch a Highbridge member's chain in this video.
You could suck my fucking dick. How about that, nigga? Yo, Don Q, yo, suck my dick, nigga. Slap this shit out you, nigga. You stupid, nigga. You fucking dumb. You fucking dumb, nigga. Y'all niggas is real pussy. Y'all niggas is real fucking pussy. I'ma do it to one of y'all niggas. Alright. So niggas smoking on the Highbridge pack. Everything all funny, right? Stop playing, nigga. Don, you mad cause you fucking dead. You fucking dead. You giving niggas features for like 3 bands right now, nigga. You're broke, nigga. Tell Boogie put some bread in your pocket, nigga. I'm stripping me a fucking Highbridge chain. Mark my word, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Alright, I'm going to sleep my belly, nigga. Fuck you talking about. Suck my dick. It's crazy, cause like a couple months back, I was in Montreal and I was in Miami. You feel me? I guess son mom live out there, some shit, and the kid was out there. She had to pick up the kid, nigga. We linked up. Where my mother? Watri was dead.
I was dead. That's a fact.
We're on. Nigga, you could suck my...
So look, he wasn't feeling it, okay? And apparently, allegedly, less than 24 hours after this, Okay, Lil TJ popped out with a hybrid chain. All right, that's basically what they were saying. They were saying A Boogie called the video fake, and he said the chain is real, but it was lost a long time ago when they were beating up another op, and that this has nothing to do with Lil TJ. Okay, and basically this video was going around of TJ apparently with a hybrid chain less than 24 hours later.
Less than 24 hours, what's up? What we doing? What we doing? Less than...
He said less than 24 hours, what's up? Okay, but A Boogie actually responded in this explanation. He said it's cap. One of the bros dropped / lost his chain a long ass time ago while we dragged the dude. That's word to Melody. Dude's got the audacity to buy it off a random dude and shoot a video with it and front like he did something. Lost all of my respect for you. Shake my head. Stay true to yourself. Now, that was in May 2020, okay, and it was quiet, okay? It was quiet for a period of time, but... okay, 2 years later, Lil TJ ends up getting shot 7 times in this botched robbery. So here was the news. We touched on this at the start, but I'm going to give it to you in a little bit more detail. Rapper Lil TJ shot multiple times in robbery attempt, and the suspect was arrested. Okay, he was shot several times. Another man was also wounded in an attempted armed robbery in New Jersey. The incident was reported Wednesday by TMZ and was confirmed late in the day at Chipotle fast food restaurant at an outdoor shopping center in Edgewater. Police responded to a 911 call about the shooting at 12:08 a.m. and found Lil TJ suffering multiple gunshot wounds. According to a news release from the prosecutor's office, the other victim, Anton Boyd, was found at the Exxon gas station approximately a mile away from the Chipotle with a single gunshot wound. Investigators reported that Mohammed Konate, 27, allegedly attempted to commit an armed robbery against the rapper Boyd and a companion, Jeffrey Valdez, 24, when the shooting occurred. Later Wednesday, Konate was arrested in New York on 3 counts of attempted murder, 3 counts of armed robbery, and other weapons charges, and he is expected to be extradited to New Jersey. Valdez and Boyd were also charged with unlawful possession of a weapon. Both victims were hospitalized and treated, with Lil TJ undergoing emergency surgery. Thank God that he pulled through, man. The critically injured victim's condition had been upgraded to stable, and the other had non-life-threatening conditions, was in good condition. Ominously, in retrospect, TJ posted to his Instagram story Tuesday, PSA, just because you've been around a person doesn't make you entitled to the fruits of that person's labor. Envy is an all-time high. Be safe out here. And long before the incident was confirmed, people poured in with support. French Montana posted about it, all of that stuff, man, okay? And if you want to talk about people messing with the ops, okay? We'll talk about people messing with the obs, all right? My guy did a little bit of digging, okay? This was the man who allegedly shot Lil TJ, okay? This is the mugshot of the Lil TJ shooter surfacing, okay? People saying he looked like he got holes in his socks. But what's interesting is it appears that this individual actually appeared in an A Boogie 2017 music video for Save Me. Just know we coming back, my nigga. All right? So people are saying that's him in the white shirt, all right? They're saying that's him. Okay, so that's one of A Boogie's guys, all right, they're about. And other people have found them in, in other pictures. You know, they're together, they're clicked up, they're part of what's going on. Okay, it says, wait, what? Is this Cap? Lil TJ Shooter on the far left is an associate of Highbridge. Hey, listen, man. People saying, I heard Boogie stay in Edgewater. Is that true? People are saying, damn, a dude's honestly surprised. He's been telling them to suck his D for about 2 years. He's even been spared by Trap and Don Q. Obviously, I don't wish death on him, but this isn't the least surprising, okay? People are saying it's a paid robbery gone wrong by Highbridge. People have been saying, what block is TJ even from? He's the last person who I was expecting to get caught up in this. They're saying he's from the Slattery Boys, and he in deep, man, he in deep. They're saying, A Boogie never been touched. He must really have pull or just be straight out the way. Okay, people saying, y'all some cops, bro. All right, if this has anything to do with A Boogie and he gets locked up, I don't want to hear anyone say what the F, why. So it's the Redditors' fault. It's not the people doing the shootings and the people taking pictures together fault. No, it's the Redditors' fault. But anyway, okay, now we're going to circle all the way back to how this connects to Kai Cenat. Okay, because back in December 2023, A Boogie gifted Kai Cenat a chain. It was a Highbridge chain.
What's up? Oh, they wildin'. Oh, they wildin' in Highbridge like this?
I heard that.
Oh my! No!
No!
Y'all understand? This is iconic.
Fuck
this
that!
Is iconic.
Turn off the light.
Yeah, turn off the light. That's iconic.
Comes from the streets. He's certainly from the the disadvantaged backgrounds that obviously.
No!
Wait! Hold on!
Yo, bro.
Oh!
Consonant on the back.
Oh my God.
Goodness.
Oh,
That's a TGIF?
No, that's
my
tough. New York,
fucking.
That's tough right there. That's tough right there.
No. Hold on.
New York, that's tough right there. That's New York right there. Don't count.
Whoa.
Nah.
Whoa.
With the beads on it, chill out, fool.
The beads on it, gang.
Put it on.
Chaining day.
Chaining day.
Thank God
Chaining
it's
day.
Friday. God, that is tough.
Beads on it, chill out, fool.
The beads on it, gang.
Put it on.
Chaining day.
Chaining day.
Thank God
Chaining
it's
day.
Friday. God, that is tough.
Oh, yeah, no. What's up?
So look, Kai Cenat really is chained up with the ops, right? And no doubt this really got under Lil TJ's skin because he's really out here putting 24-hour bounties on this chain. I'm surprised he didn't give Kai Cenat 24 hours, but it ain't just that, okay? It ain't just that. But A Boogie would tease an unreleased song on Kai Cenat's stream, and a lot of people were saying, hang on a minute, that's a Lil TJ diss. Okay, I don't know if I can play this. He said, I don't know who shot you, but you think you know because you know how my block do. He's premiering that on Kai Cenat's stream. All right? He said, I don't know who shot you, but you think I know because you know how my block do. Hey, we seeing this guy in a lot of pictures. That's all I'm saying. We seeing this guy in a lot of pictures. So, yeah, care to explain that one, Boogie? I don't know. But anyway, a little bit of time passes, man, and in November of 2024, Kai Cenat does his infamous stream with Kodak Black. Okay, and then after this, Lil TJ would end up calling out Kai over the whole thing. Okay, but let's just see this clip. He just popped a little something and went to outer space real quick, man.
What was that? That was a glitch for the Twitch. Sometimes you can't always say it, but at times when it feel good, that's when you say it sometimes. Yeah.
Well,
Hop on that track.
She said you want to suck for me? I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want sex. I don't want sex.
So look, Kodak was tweaking on there, right? That's an infamous moment. But basically, after this, okay, Lil TJ would then make it official. He would call out Kai Cenat in an Instagram story, okay? He would basically call him out, all right, in a story. He would post that little moment of Kodak tweaking on Kai's stream. He says, I fake hate this kid. Him, and again, the biggest D-riders in life, okay? So Lil TJ would call out Kai Cenat, all right, and then basically would message Aiden Ross, calling them and Kai, calling Aiden and Kai a bunch of D-suckers, basically. Lil TJ DM'd Aiden, apparently, and said, D-sucker, lol, you two, I'ma show you guys something. And he replied saying, you tweaking, me and Kai always show nothing but love to you, gotta stop taking them perks, that stuff, effing with your head. But he's probably not realizing, bro, you over here doing chaining day with the ops. This guy that shot me is from over there, all right? You guys really clicked up with the ops like that, bro. What are you doing? So after this, Kai would react to TJ calling Aiden Ross a culture vulture, and then Lil TJ would basically say that Kai was kind of, you know, looking at Kodak kind of funny during the stream, man.
No, he told me.
I bet.
I sent him a voice note about how I feel like you're culture vulture. He told me he's not watching that. He's watching the election. And that I need to stop taking perks. That's what he think about niggas. He just grind his way to the top using that little face card he got. And use niggas. That niggas better stay woke. Niggas use everybody. They only fuck with the top-notch niggas because they using niggas.
What?
Culture vulture. Stop looking at Yak like he's a weirdo. No, sometimes that's how rappers act. In our society...
Huh? Nigga, I wasn't looking at Yak like he was a weirdo, nigga. I was genuinely confused, nigga. What the fuck?
That's how we act. That's how we get.
That's how we act? I'm mad confused, bro.
We different from niggas. This is the one lane where hood niggas get to make they bread. Hood niggas get to make they bread and put on for other hood niggas. Real shit, bro. So sometimes rappers could act weird. We're from different places than y'all. I ain't gonna lie. And I don't take perks. I get high. But I don't take perks, fool. So you tell me I need to stop taking perks, fool. It's racist to me, gang. Like, fuck, what you mind that, fool?
Why you say fuck me if I thought we was cool? What?
Y'all wasn't cool, man. After you got that chain, y'all were definitely never, ever gonna be cool. Okay, so look, after this, okay, A Boogie would basically call Kai and give him support, saying, hey, whatever you want to do, man, you know what I'm saying? You part of the set now. We done chained you in.
That's a W. Hold on, A Boogie call me. A Boogie? Vote with A Boogie? Hell yeah. That's a W. Hold on, A Boogie call me. A Boogie? Vote with A Boogie? Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm on stream. I'm on stream, by the way, gang.
You on stream right now?
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, nigga.
Na 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 na. Nah, I'm coolin'. I'm coolin'.
That's all. I'm out of here.
Alright. Nah, that nigga is messy. That nigga is messy, dude. It gets to a point. You really A Boogie? That's a W.
So that is definitely messy. All right. And after this, okay, the streamer wars, the streamer gang beasts would develop to a whole nother level, okay? And in September of 2025, okay, Total will be playing a Lil TJ song, and you could hear another famous streamer in the background, Ray, saying, hey, that's a op. So they saying he officially a op, all right? And Lil TJ ended up threatening to slap Ray and Total over this, man. So look at this, all right? Look at this. So, look, all right? This is what one of the responses was immediately after this happened, but we'll look at that in a sec.
See?
He said, you playing op music, man. He said, that's a op. Okay, and then there was a response that came, said, op, LMAO. So when I see your little ass and I slap the F out of you, what they're going to say? Bullying a streamer again, I guess. I don't know what part of Stop Playing With Me you guys didn't understand. Dude's got real life problems and trauma due to circumstances you will never understand. Think it's cool to insert yourself in this stuff for no reason? What makes me a op? Who are you D-riding? How many of you over there feel like this? Do you know what we do to ops? LMAO? Bet. F what the algorithms say, Ray. I can't wait to see you, gang. I'ma treat you like my skin my skin complexion just to show your little ass ain't no discrimination. Can't wait to see you, buddy. You made the bed. Okay? Man. So Kai would actually react to this and call for peace. Okay? He doesn't want to be.
Lil TJ threatens Ray after Ray thought that and Lil TJ he was an op. So when I see y'all little niggas just slap the fuck out of y'all, what they gonna say? Do you know what we do to ops? Fuck what the algorithms say. I can't wait to see you, gang. Bro, come on, man. Really? Like, what? Like, really? Come on, bro. Ray probably just seen that. What Lil TJ said about me. And Ray going off ignition. He going based off what he see. You got a Brazilian nigga and you got a Taiwanese nigga, bro. Come on, bro. Stop the violence, bro. Ain't nobody. Stop. Let's just stop, y'all.
So he said, stop the violence, man. We ain't trying to have no streamer gang war, but it's unfortunately devolved to that level. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, man. The gang business continued. And soon, A Boogie with the hoodie would end up jumping in another member to the crew, man, to the set. He would chain up Ray and
boy, man. You gotta take me to Asia, man. We going to Tokyo Wednesday. Yes, sir. That ass. Maybe say, how about Taiwan, though? I'm in Japan. Yeah? That shit lit. That shit about to be a movie. Yo, they got the Mario boy, man.
So look, they chained him up, man, and they made it official, okay? And from here, no doubt, Lil TJ was feeling some type of way, okay? So that same day, all right, Lil TJ would call out Kai Cenat for D-riding his ops. And again, we get back to that original clip where he basically alludes to hooking up with Kai's girlfriend. So look, I'll play you the same clip I played you at the start, but now you got all the context, you understanding how this all worked.
Y'all sucking real ops dick. Real ops is not no Kai Cenat. The reason why I don't like Kai, you wanna know what's crazy? I'll tell y'all. The reason why I don't like Kai is because he be on my real ops dick. He knows it. They all know it. Everybody know it. My real fans know it. The algorithm of the internet don't know it. And I'll be like, yo, gang, you fuck with niggas, that's cool. But to go out your way and just be on a nigga dick and just keep hating on TJ, who's your age and you want some older niggas dick, it's kind of crazy. I'd rather you just stay out the way. So it gets me mad and get emotional. I used to never have outbursts before because there wasn't nothing as triggering as this that I'm facing now. And it's like, this nigga's media trained. I never had PR like that. I ain't never do that. I just drop my music. I just do what I do. So when you go through a little phase of getting trolled and shit, y'all wouldn't know because y'all fans, you know? Nigga have little outbursts and go crazy and shit and get a hate train like I'm experiencing. Snow. Nigga don't be tripping for no reason, bro. These little niggas is, you know?
I figured it out. Nigga probably just mad about his bitch.
So look, after this, like low-key, all right, I'm not trying to diss Lil TJ, but he was kind of begging for attention a little bit with this, right? So he basically ended up sticking his neck out even further, and he basically said, Kai, why aren't you reacting to this?
Society that apparently worships which as one of the craziest years in anime history, also regular history, rolls to a close, I feel an odd sense of relief to see fall's anime lineup be merely pretty great. Coming off the tail end of 2 all-time banger seasons and staring down the barrel of winter 2026, it's just nice to finally have a slightly lighter load of returning series with only Spy Family, Ranma Half, Hero Aka, To Your Eternity, Kingdom, Campfire Cooking in Another World, Isekai Quartet, Blue Orchestra, Kakurio, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, Let This Grieving Soul Retire, and Uma Musume Cinderella Grey to worry about, plus a new Gintama spinoff. Oh, yeah, and One Punch Man, I guess. That leaves almost an entire hour a week to start catching up on my anime backlog. And for the first time in forever, my top 10 new anime recommendations for the season are actually a top 10. Plus 3, but that still rounds down to 10. I'm almost starting to remember what sleep feels like. These are the ones to watch for fall 2025, brought to you by Rosetta Stone, the immersive language learning app that teaches you Japanese and 24 other languages the same way you learned presumably English as a baby, by associating sounds directly with the images and ideas they represent. And their true accent voice recognition technology will help make sure you're pronouncing those sounds the right way. Watch! I ate sushi and fell asleep on my futon while watching Tensei Shitara Dainana Oji Datta no de Kimama ni Majutsu o Kiwamemasu. With bite-sized lesson plans available on mobile and PC, it's easy to fit practice in around your schedule no matter how busy or messy it may be. Something I really appreciate living the hectic life of a YouTuber. And while those lessons are mainly geared to helping you with conversations while on vacation, the app also includes these fun little stories you can practice reading to train up for all the classic anime and games that you've always wanted to raw dog. For a limited time, Rosetta Stone is offering Mother's Basement viewers over 60% off a lifetime plan of not just Japanese lessons, but all of their language modules. And all you gotta do to get it is click the link in the doobly-doo or scan the QR code on screen. So what are you waiting for? Start your Japanese learning journey today. But now it's time to start our journey together with a stop in that most familiar, homey, and cozy anime setting, a strange, dangerous parallel world. My status as an assassin obviously exceeds the hero's is a prime example of what an isekai can be when it actually cares about its protagonist's place in the world he came from. Akira Oda is a natural wallflower, so unassuming that every time he opens his mouth, a few of his classmates wonder how they missed a new transfer student. So when the whole class gets isekai'd Ari Ferretta style, it's only natural he ends up with a stealth-based assassin class, though how he got higher base stats than the hero remains a mystery. One, he doesn't really have much free time to solve right now because the king who summoned them is clearly up to something, and his stealth powers make him the only one who can do anything about it. Though he's not completely alone. A knight captain with convenient magic infrared vision just happens to be plotting a coup of his own against the corrupt monarch, and so helps Akira train the skills he'll need to vacate the throne non-lethally, which is one of the things that immediately set this isekai apart for me.
ステータス上の職業が暗殺者でも、それが義務付けられているわけではありませんし、君は生き残って家族の元に帰るために人を殺さない暗殺者になる。
Too few anime treat violence with the real moral weight it deserves, and even fewer isekai so much as think about how all the killing their heroes do might make them fundamentally unfit to return to modern society. Hell, barely any isekai think about returning to society at all these days. It's kind of a problem. So, while I do love me some bloody, pulpy, edgy messes, as you will see later in this video, it's refreshing to see something with all the hallmarks of edgelord isekai-like failure frame going in this more thoughtful direction. Plus, as a Sunrise show, it's actually got some real production sauce behind its grim, dark atmosphere, instead of just typical dog water isekai animation with a tinted backlight. An isekai with an emphasis on espionage and revolution sounds like a ton of fun to me, and it goes to show there's still plenty of space for new ideas even in such an oversaturated genre. Though, on that note, the villainess anime field is getting nearly as crowded as isekai was a decade ago, which means new shows really need to hit you with a hell of a hook right out of the gate if they're gonna compete.
この場を去る前に最後に一つだけお願いしてもよろしいでしょうか。
仕方あるまい貴様、願いとは何だ。
そこのクソ甘をぶっ飛ばしてもよろしいですか。
何を言って。
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
I said hook. That's clearly a straight, but I guess it'll do. Scarlett Elvandimian is a noble lady of fine pedigree and immaculate upbringing with a conventional hobby. She enjoys nothing in this life quite so much